What's up? What's up? What's up? It's November. It's pouring outside. Look at this. You guys see this? This was not in the forecast today. Oh, wait. Yes, it was. It's November. Just lucky it's not snowing. I don't know if you guys be knowing this or not, but right now there's like this giant storm. It's like a floating river hovering over a large portion of the Pacific Northwest. There's supposed to be rain from today until like Tuesday. Like 100% chance of rain is what they said from now until like Tuesday. So that's crazy. So this, although was created a few years ago and I've recycled it a handful of times, it was actually really appropriate because it's pouring outside and we're like so close. I don't know what the temperature is, but like if it drops another 10 degrees or something like that, we're looking at snow and ice. At 7 o'clock this morning, it was 35 degrees. It is now 10 a.m. and it is 36 degrees. So only about a 1 degree increase over the last few hours. So definitely not great. Just a quick reminder, most of y'all have been hanging out in the chat prior to, because it's a game break and because we've had some previous requests not to spend a whole bunch of time flapping my yapper about non-essential things and talking with people in the chat, because sometimes I'll get carried away. I think I've said hi to everybody. I don't know that I got Ryan, because I was stepped away for the last few minutes. Brad's out there too. What up, B-Rad? And Adam looks like he's out there too. So I think everybody else, I feel like, was maybe already here. Good to see you guys. I noticed that we're short the Kirstron. She must have not had it on her calendar. We were streaming today. It's an off day. But yeah, so hopefully everyone's good out there, as I am much better. Yesterday I had a crazy sinus. I mean, I still got the sinus thing, but it's not impacting me as negatively as it was yesterday. So it took about 2.5 hours of laying down with the lights off and no music, no sound, no nothing, just laying there. I never fell asleep or anything, but I was just like laying there going, oh. And, I took some Advil. I had that CBD drink, which honestly, I feel like that's where I got the most relief. I'm still skeptical about CBD. I like adding it into a hodgepodge of other things to kind of help me with stuff at times, especially with my back and my creaky knees. But all in all, I don't have any definitive proof or anything. It's not like, that's it, that's the answer, but it does seem to help. So, yeah, it's November, the end of the month. We're actually done. Normally we would do this at 5, but because of a couple of things, when I originally decided this, we were potentially going to a concert tonight, and I didn't want that to be impacting our departure time or any of that. So I just decided to do it at 10. I also found out this morning that we will be having Christmas Eve on my aunt's place for my mom's side of the family, like we always do, but it's not always on Christmas Eve, but it got scheduled this year for Christmas Eve, so that worked out nicely. And my wife asked me, are you streaming? And I was like, oh. And the answer to that is yes, I will be streaming. It will be a Sunday, which is normally a Lego day, but depending on how the next couple of weeks go, I may be dropping a certain special, maybe a one-off stream, maybe a two-off stream, something like that. But the 24th apparently is a Sunday. So let me just double check that just to make sure that I'm not like totally mistaken. Totally. Yeah, 24th is a Sunday. Christmas is on a Monday this year. That's crazy. So yeah, we'll definitely be doing the do on that day, and hopefully you will too. I know Christmas Eve is kind of hit or miss. Some people are going to be like really involved in things. Some people are not going to be doing anything at all, and it'll be Sunday, which is also a largely, without going into details, there's obviously a pretty big thing that happens for a lot of people on Sundays. So, and that being one of the biggest, probably. So we'll see. But I'm definitely planning on it. I just don't know if it'll be Lego or my plan B. We'll see. On that note, welcome back. It still lives. The graphic that I say every month I'll change that never gets changed. To be honest with you, I forget about it until it's time to do everything, and then I'm doing stuff, and then there's not a lot of like homework or stuff that needs to be done for these game breaks, but like, creating some assets, moving files or folders of files to different computers and then assigning them to buttons and stuff. It does take time. It's not very time consuming, but, all right. So last month, we're going to look at last month's stats. I got a double whammy again this month, so we'll check it out. Just to check things out. Last month, we hit 195,800 subs. We had about 741 in the last 28. And, doing pretty good. Views were just over 500,000, 554, with 30,000 watch time hours. That's insane. A lot of those hours do come from, the streams, because you guys hang out for long periods of time. So that definitely helps out with the watch time. But there's also definitely a lot of Lego content that gets consumed. My short is about to hit 100,000 views, the Goat Sim 3 short. It's like 96 or 97,000, and it's still trucking at like basically 500 to 1,000 views every day. The rest of my shorts haven't gained any traction, maybe a view a week or so. So I'm not sure what's going on. I actually reached out to a guy. So I was sort of looking at those numbers, and I sort of reached out to a guy who really focuses on YouTube channel growth and also specializes in shadow bans. And, I've never really talked about this. We've talked about other people being shadow banned. I didn't even really know what it was until like a year ago. But if you think back, I got hit with a strike way long time ago. When Grand Theft Auto 5 first came out, I uploaded a video of me going to an adult nightclub, and I was making it rain, and it got flagged, and I got a strike against me for inappropriate content on YouTube. And immediately we saw a huge spike in our analytics, and it was not the spike you want to see. It was a drop off. And back then it was weird because we had I'm just guessing here, something between 10 and 20,000 subscribers, but we were pulling like 4, 5, 10, 20,000 views per video. And now we've got 200,000 almost, and we're having a hard time even getting 500 on a lot of our videos. Now people say, well, your niche is Lego. Do more Lego. Well, there's not a ton of Lego to do because they haven't released any. So that's kind of an uphill battle. Then they said, well, revisit, replay. Well, some of those streams have decent success, but not quite as much as the original ones. And so I actually was kind of like, hey, dude, am I shadow banned? How do I even find out? Now, he sells this course for $300 and he guarantees that you'll get out of it and not be in, shadow banville or whatever anymore after you follow his steps to the T. But I actually want to talk to him because I was reading through the stuff, and it doesn't seem like it's relevant to me. But I want somebody that's going to help me because I'd love to see this channel just go and take off. I mean, I'm not the funniest dude. I'm not the handsomest dude. I'm not the best gamer. But I feel like my recipe that I've created is good enough that we should be, a little bit higher than we are. We used to rock 1 million views a month, and now we've got more people than we've ever had, and we're less. So anyways, all that being said, let's look at this month. So that was last month's stats. This month, we've actually gained 686. So we lost a little bit of our momentum. You can see the YouTube logo is not quite properly placed. That's all right, though. Almost the exact same views and watch time, though. I mean, look at that. We actually gained 0.4 thousand views. And we actually gained 0.4 watch time. Is that weird that metric is the same for both? 0.4 and 0.4? I was thinking about that the other day, and when I put this all together, it almost seems like that's being fed, not organically happening. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on, how it's going on. I mean, here we are today. We have half the people we would normally see on a regular stream day. Now, it's not a normal stream day for me, and that's, I didn't advertise very heavily. But speaking of which, Twitter! That's officially out now. But yeah, so I see David slid in here. What up, David? Good to see you. Good to see you. Christmas present finally arrived, but I'm not going to open it till Christmas. I know it's weird. It's the Spider-Man. Yeah, I know. I got, last week we had a stream and I talked about I wanted the Police Academy box set, and my wife ordered it for me. It showed up here. I want to watch it so bad, but I can't watch it till Christmas. So, hey, Kirsten is here. Look at that. She did slide in. What is up? What is up? Let's see here. So yeah, all in all, decent month. Progressing in the right direction, I would say. It's getting to be the higher volume traffic months historically for us. So hopefully it'll get gooder as the months go on. But all in all, thank you so much again to all you guys who support on the daily or even on the weekly or even on the monthly or even when you need me, right? Not everybody wants to listen to my nasally drone going on and on and on and on and on. So I understand that. But you know, when you need me for Lego or whatever, I'll be there. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. So, big stuff happening around here. Not really. Schwetting with Brian, the series, is now closer than it's ever been. We officially got our rower sent to us, and we ordered it as an early Black Friday discount deal. And I have to say, there's been some real goods, and there's been some real bads. And so let me start with the real goods. The rower showed up on time when it was supposed to. It was big. Went together real easy. One of the things, I think I mentioned this earlier too. You know, when you buy stuff and you got to put it together, sometimes you got to wiggle stuff to get bolts in, or you can't push all the way in. You got to find like exactly the right, you know. This thing lined up and was so perfect. The hardware and the machining was so above average. I was really impressed. I didn't strip any screws. The tools they provided were accurate and useful. And it went together really nicely. So I was really impressed by that. Now, we got it on, and then we realized, crap, it needs internet, and we've got it at, like, in the garage, nowhere near. I mean, technically, I got Wi-Fi right here, and it's a really good router that's supposed to have, like, mass range, but it's also straight down below us, a floor, and there's a bunch of wires. As I've mentioned before, we're kind of in like a Faraday cage up here because we've got the piping, the vents, the ducting for all of our heating system, everything goes right along the backside of this wall, goes up. There's a whole metal, like I can't even put things, I can't like nail anything to this wall here because it's got like a little layer of plaster on it, but under that plaster is metal. It's a big metal tube. So that's one of the reasons why our room gets so hot during the winter, because it's super cold outside, but we've basically got like heated walls, which sounds wonderful until it's too hot. So the Wi-Fi was a little bit of an issue. We got that sorted. You know, we're thinking about maybe having to run a wire downstairs. So that the connectivity is still sort of a factor depending on what you play. And speaking of playing, you know, I got on it for the first time and knew out of shape, beer drinking, sugar chowing dude needs to take it easy, not go hard in the paint. So rather than do the traditional 30-minute workout that they recommend, I did a 10-minute workout. But I also did some training first, so mine was more like 15. So I did my training and I got on there, and instead of playing games, which is an option, or instead of watching like Netflix, Hulu, Max, or all of those apps are all available through the screen, which is awesome. If you want to watch a show in row, you can. You want to, you know, listen to music, Spotify's on there too. So lots and lots of options. Teflon with the $2 super chat. What up, Teflon? Looks like Luis showed up too. What up? So I have been opting to row on location, not play the games. And Reese hadn't got on it yet. It had been a few days we've had it. He hadn't jumped on yet. So I got him to get on it, and we loaded up a game. And let me tell you, he and I, it was only a 2-minute interval. What up, Ben? I see you out there. It was only a 2-minute interval. It was a speed run, right? And Reese was skeptical to get on it because I had gotten sick after the first time I rode. I got really nauseous. We thought it was motion sickness. Later, I found out that Reese had also become sick that same day, and we had both eaten sandwiches from a local place. I'm thinking maybe the bacon was bad or something wasn't right with that sandwich, and that's why I got sick, not the rowing, because I've rowed multiple times since and have not gotten sick. And so I was trying to convince Reese to get on, like, hey, come out here and try. And he's like, I don't want to get sick. That sounds terrible. And I'm like, you can't use that excuse forever. You got to do it. And so he was like, all right, I'll do it. So we sat down, we went through the tutorials. There's a couple of 5-minute tutorials or whatever, and got those done. And then he's like, I want to check out a game. And so we went to the game screen and we scrolled through. There's tons of games. There's like fires that are happening, and like the more you row, the more you squirt and put out the fires. There's like brick breaker games where the more you row, the faster the brick goes. Like there's all sorts of things, but he chooses this one called From the Deep. And so like it gives this like 20-second cutscene And this is where the Wi-Fi was a factor again, because it was like skipping like 1 frame a second. I'm sure if it had solid internet, it would have been a smoother experience, but it was sort of jumping and missing its cues. And I was like, what is going on? Maybe we can't play the games until we get this internet issue solved. And he's like, whatever. And then all of a sudden it was game. And he was underwater, and there was a diver in a full scuba suit and a shark. And the shark was close in tow behind. And so he starts rowing. And we're both looking at this thing, and I'm like, are you the shark or are you the diver? Like, I can't tell if you're trying to eat or trying to not be eaten. And so he keeps rowing, and he speeds it up a little bit to see if, and keep in mind, this is a 2-minute speed run, right? Sort of an endurance type of thing, which we weren't aware of. And we picked easy. We you know what I mean? We picked the small and the easy version of it. So it gets harder. And so Reese is pulling, and all of a sudden the diver starts getting some distance away from the shark. And I'm like, well, either A, it really wants you to pump this rower, or B, you're the diver and you're getting away. And so it goes, so it's a 2-minute thing. At the 1 minute mark, it says, hurry, in this text across the screen. And so Reese kind of sped up a little bit. At the 30-second mark, it's all go, go, go all across the screen, all this frantic like motion and like pow kind of stuff, like you'd see in comics or whatever. And the shark has gone from like this like little shark to like this huge shark. It's taking up half the screen, and it's coming at Reese full speed. And Reese is like, ah! Trying to get away from it. I was laughing so hard. He got eaten and lost. We were laughing so good. Like, this is one game. I'm hoping that the other games will be like that too. Like, I'm not a big fan of like working out next to somebody. Like, I don't want somebody watching me or critiquing me or whatever, but like, I have a feeling there's going to be some exchange where one of us is working out and one of us is like rooting against or something, trying, and all of it's connected through an online app. And the app actually goes to your phones and stuff too, and it tracks your usage. You get like tokens that you can buy stuff in store for like whatever. It's pretty cool. But here it is. This is not the greatest photo, and you'll have to excuse our dirty garage. It's actually really clean, but it's a dirty garage. So there it is. There's our Aviron rower. And we haven't even taken the plastic protection off because we weren't sure. We got a 30-day trial. And after me getting sick, especially on that first time, I was not sure if we were going to be keeping this. But I mean, like I said, I've done it a few times since, and I have not had any discomfort. We got the Mega Moose set, like the most expensive one. Not only the best model that they offered, but we also got like the upgraded package. So we got the cloud seat, so it's extra soft and cushiony for my precious bum. We also got the upgraded pedals and loops, the straps. There's little different straps that come with it. It comes with a bigger screen than the other one, because there's like a power series, which we got, and I can't even remember the other name. And then there's there's an add-on. You can't really see it. I mean, you can, but you can't really tell in the photo. On the handle that you pull, the bar, the original one is just a bar. But it came with the package we got came with an additional clamp. And so here, I'll put it back on there again. You see the little orange dots? Those are buttons. Left is down and right is up. And so what that does is it can remotely change the resistance, la resistance of the rower. So when you're rowing, I've already found after 3 rows that level 1 is too weak for me. Like, I'm not getting enough resistance. So I find myself in like 2 to start, and then I usually finish at 3 or 4. I've been rowing on location, though. That's what I've been doing. I started to say that earlier, but basically I've been through the Philippines, a couple different places, and it's really cool. You can just go and go and go. They have all these little clips, and like the faster you row, the faster your boat goes, and like there's birds flying over and ducks swimming by, and I've seen like debris. At one point, I'm pretty sure I thought I saw a shark fin, but you can't rewind it or go back, so I'm not sure on that, which I was a little bit like, uh-oh. But good news is that there wasn't any friction. No doubt. Definitely, that's funny too, because that's what we've been calling it, the friction button. And you have to say it the right way too, the friction button. But we've really enjoyed it, and I do think it's here to stay. My wife Loves it. My son was really hard to get on it, but once he got on it, I think the game was kind of intriguing to him. And I think that, once we sort of lay out like the expected usage for him, that he'll get on it. I mean, he's 18, he can do what he wants, but what will be effective for him and when he could and / should be doing it. Like, we don't want him doing it at 3 a.m, right? We don't want to hear that thing out there. It's actually really quiet too. And it's got like, when you pull it, it's got like this fan thing that blows. So it's not like, but it's like you feel like a little breeze every time. So at first they tried to sell you on this, like the cooling motion every time you row. And I'm like, oh, you mean the breeze as you're cutting through the air? Yeah. I see that as a selling point, right? But actually it does have a little bit of cooling. So, if you're at a gym somewhere or maybe visiting a family member that has a rower, even if it's not an Averon one, I highly recommend getting on it and checking it out. And the main reason why we went with a rower versus a bike or a treadmill or something else is because the bikes and the treadmills and all that stuff are great, but they also require other actions to get a full body workout. And the rower gives 20% core, 20% upper body, and 60% legs. So it's always leg day. And you get a little bit of everything, and you're getting your cardio because you're moving. So, like, honestly, my back sucks. I got in an accident when I was 18, and I've had a bad back. I'm hoping that I can build up some core muscles and that I won't have any more issues as I move forward. But wish in one hand and row in the other and see what happens, right? All right, so we got the rower. We actually got it a few days before Thanksgiving, which was a big deal for my family, at least in the United States. A lot of us celebrate that. Not everybody does, but we had a nice get-together at my uncle's place. Now, some of you have heard stories about my uncle. Some of you have even seen videos about my uncle. A long time ago, my uncle, who was a known diabetic, had a weird snafu with his diabetic pump, and he went into a diabetic coma while driving. So basically, he fell asleep. That's the easiest way to say it. He fell asleep while driving. And coincidentally, and I can't express this enough, he was really lucky because as he veered off the road and crashed into a tree, 2 police cars were going by the other way, going to a big regional convention for cops. And not only did they catch the moment he drove off the road, they didn't catch the impact of his car, but you can see him asleep and going the other way off road. They turned around and they saved his life. They pulled him out of the burning wreckage. Like, the car was on fire and they pulled him out of the window and drug him away. And within 40 seconds of him being away from the car, the entire car went up in flames. It's all on tape. Like, I'm not making this up. I've posted this before on the Discord. I've showed multiple people. It's not awesome, but luckily they were there and they saved my uncle. Now, as a result, we get to go have Thanksgiving at my uncle's place. We always did it at my grandparents' house, but obviously Grandpa passed away a few years ago. Grandma went into a home before he passed. So, we haven't had that luxury of being at Grandma and Grandpa's. We actually did it a few years there after because they still had the house. We hadn't sold it for a while, but the house is sold now, so we'll no longer have those. And we always go to my uncle's. But the Carey family is pretty close. My dad has 2 brothers, and they all have. I have 2 brothers, and then there's 2 daughters and a daughter and a son. So there's quite a few kids, and now I'm having, Reese, and he's about to have, no, he doesn't have a girlfriend or nothing, but I'm just saying, like, he's at the age where he could be having kids. Like, so the family's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Getting bigger. Here we go. This is the Carey family from left to right up top. We've got John Carey, who's my uncle, who was saved by the local police. His wife standing next to him is Kim. We got their son, Jeff. Next up is my middle brother, Tyler. And that's my dad's wife next to him, Liz. And then my goofy dad, laughing. And then Kaz and Steve, my uncle and aunt. And then bottom left, we got Grandma, who is 96, 96 and a half, actually. My cousin Shannon, who is Jeff's sister and John and Kim's daughter. And then my young brother, the Bubbinator, Bubby, Alex, right there next to Reese. And then me and Jilly Bean. So, we definitely have a good time. And, I was talking about the awkward play. I mean, look at the room. That's literally as wide as that room is. And then it's only about 6 feet towards the camera and about 6 feet back till it hits the kitchen. Very awkward, small, but it's an amazing little quarters to hang out in. Now, you guys, some of you have already seen this one. This was actually taken at dinner time. Old Reese on the left, Alex, my dad, Tyler, and then me. So my dad, my 2 bros, and my son. So definitely had a good time. Thanksgiving was a success. I actually did something that I've never done before. And nobody's going to be proud of this. No one's going to high five me or think that this is cool or anything, but I'm just going to share something with you. So, as I mentioned, Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, all of the big events always happened at Grandma and Grandpa's house. Always. They had an acre and a half of property, a huge barn, huge house, fireplace, huge kitchen, open rooms, perfect for hosting for our family size. For many, 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 many years, this was a drug and alcohol-free zone. There was nobody who smoked cigarettes and nobody who drank. Not up there anyways. And I kind of broke the tradition when I moved in with them. When I was 15, I got in some trouble. I got removed. I got sent to my grandparents, and I lived with them in that house for quite a few years. And when I was 17, 18, they went away at a party. We had some alcohol. That was the first time, to my knowledge, there was ever alcohol on that property. My grandfather never drank. My grandma had 1 sip of wine. She'll tell this story too. I've had 1 sip of wine my entire life, and I didn't like it, so I never went back. So my grandma's never consumed alcohol more than a sip of grape juice. And, grandpa never drank either. Never. Now, my dad worked for a beer truck delivery company. Consumed copious amounts of beer for many years, all through my childhood, and still does. My uncles, one of them drinks occasionally due to his diabetes, and the other one very rarely drinks, but he'll have champagne or wine or something. Like, he's not a big beer drinker, but he does have beer every once in a while. But none of that applied to the holidays until my dad got remarried for the 3rd time. And Liz, who you saw in that photo, bless her heart, she has this miraculous drink that she makes. It's called a Liz Fizz. And the Liz Fizz is like champagne, strawberries, like actual strawberries. There's a couple of other small little dashes of this and that. And they're delicious. All the ladies love them. About 5 or 6 years before we stopped at Grandma and Grandpa's, Liz showed up and she took over the laundry room. And that was like her station to make drinks. That was like her little bar keep. And so Liz sort of changed the whole thing. And to be honest with you, other than my 1 or 2 times of nobody being there and me drinking on my own, underage at that too, I was very adamant and I was against having alcohol with Grandma and Grandpa around. I thought that was wrong. Like, they didn't like it, so why would we do it, right? So years and years and years have gone by. It's been a decade since that originally happened, and I've been super against drinking. Never catch me. I get offered beers, I get offered Liz Fizz, I get offered everything, and I'm always like, nope, somebody's got to drive us home. Nope. Well, I wasn't driving this year, mainly because it was my uncle's house, and if you guys remember a few Christmases ago, I destroyed one of my wheels pulling up onto his curb. I refuse to drive my car back to that house. That car will never see that curb ever again. And so on the way out there, I was like, hey, I think I might have a beer. She looked at me and she was like, what? And I was like, but I don't have any good beer, so let's go to the liquor store. And so we went, and I actually found a new beer, and you can actually see it sitting there next to my plate. So I broke my own golden rule this year and actually had an adult beverage. I only had one, but when I cracked it, I looked, it was an 11%er. So it was not a lightweight. That was basically like 4 beers. But it was good though. I had a good time. I wasn't intoxicated or any of that. Like, I can handle my liquor, but it was just kind of one of those things. Like, I don't want to call it a milestone, but it was definitely new, right? I mean, and again, didn't really break the original rule because Grandma and Grandpa's house is no longer in the picture. And technically, Grandma had no idea. But I did put it in the fridge when I got there, and everybody saw me do that. And everyone was like, wait a minute, is that a beer? Is Brian drinking a beer? Like, everyone was super like, what the crap is happening? Which I thought was kind of funny. Looks like Caitlin snuck in. What up, Caitlin? Quantum's out there too. Annalise, what is up? Welcome. I see you guys sliding in. Just telling some stories about the holidays and such. All right, so this next thing I got on the list is it was actually a last-minute addition. I was not expecting this to happen, and I actually had a lot of troubles making it happen. This is probably the most effort I put into this month. And Kirsten, I can get you the recipe or whatever if you wanna indulge. I'm sure they're tasty. I mean, all the ladies drink them. Muffy goes now too, my mother-in-law, and she's not a drinker at all. Like, I mean, obviously she's been in my life for 20 plus years. I think I've seen her drink like 7 times. I think 5 of those 7 times were at my family functions when Liz Fisses were being provided. Like, I'm serious. Like, and I'm not knocking her. No, there's not nothing wrong. I'm just saying, like, they're good is what I'm getting at. Yes, 11%. Most of my Imperial Stouts are 10, 11%. My Yetis that I get are 9.5%. A lot of the Great Notion beers that I talk about, like the pancake one, that's an 11%er. The blueberry muffin one's a 9.5, I think, or a 9%. So yeah, a lot of the beers I drink are definitely high alcohol content, which is good because I don't have to drink 7 of them or 10 of them or whatever. But at the same time, they cost about the same because like 1 pint is about the same as like a 6-pack. It's crazy. I pay like $24 for 4 cans usually. That's about what they go for. So what, $6 a can or something like that, which is kind of, it's like going to the bar prices. That's kind of how I look at it. Anyways, so I had to put a lot of effort into this. My software to record this wasn't working. And then I realized there was copyrighted audio that I had to remove. And then I realized once I removed all the audio, there was a section of audio that I needed to have because there's like this weird special thing that happens. And you guys won't recognize. Most of you won't. And it's not a big deal. And it's just so we're clear too, what you're about to see is all about me in a way. But then there's a section of it that was generic and it wasn't to me. It was to everyone that contributed. So that being said, it's that time of year again, peeps, where Spotify releases their yearly Wrapped Up, and it shows all the music you listen to, all the places and people that listen to the same music, like all this new stuff. I don't even know why they included a lot of it. But that being said, let's go ahead and cue off my 2023 Wrapped on Spotify. So I captured this directly. And like I said, there was audio that was copyrighted. So it's playing a lot of the songs in the background right now that I listen to a lot. But those, unfortunately, would not have passed the copyright system. So let's look. Anybody guess who my #1 artist was this year? It may or may not be the same as previous years. Check it out, though. I like sandwiches. Turns out the music I listened to the most was alternative hip-hop, which I agree with that. I agree with that. Your listeners took your so this is what's weird. At first I thought this is where I was listening to the most, which is Portland. I thought, okay, it's just not catching Salem, so it's probably just Portland's a bigger city, probably going with that. But look at that, 5,051 songs. I listened to 5,000 songs. That's crazy. My #1 song was a Prof song called Pack a Lunch. Guest starred Redman, who is a big-time famous rapper from the Northeast section of the United States. But check it out. Here's my top songs. It looks like Pack a Lunch and then MF Doom. So King Ghidorah is MF Doom's alter ego. Whoa, that went so fast. That went so fast. But basically, it was Doom, Doom, Doom after that. Sadly, I can't pause it. I mean, I could have used it, but 40,000 minutes. 40,000 minutes. Day before my birthday, I was going hard on the Spotify. 432 minutes. Listen to 2004 artists. That's quite a few if you think about it. 2004 different artists. Oh, there's the man himself. The man, the mask, the Doom. And yeah, accordion. That's actually the Lego. If you notice, did you see that album cover right there? You've seen that before, have you not? I did a Lego mosaic of that album cover. Number 1 was Doom, and ironically, his death month was apparently the month I binged the most. Next up was Mad Villain, which is actually Madlib and MF Doom collaboration. So MF Doom again. And then we got Prof coming in at number 3. And then number 4, guess who? Madlib. So Madlib, Mad Villain, MF Doom, definitely the most listened to artists I have. And then Czarface, who also has MF Doom as an honorary member. He would still be producing songs with them had he not passed away. But so there we go. Doom, Mad Villain, Prof, Madlib, and Czarface, which is Doom, Prof, Doom's friend, and then Doom again. Check this out, though.
All right, so I have 30 seconds to tell you I love you, and that's not enough time. 30 seconds to tell you thank you, that's not enough time, but I'm gonna try anyways, and I just wasted like 10 seconds. Thank you for listening to me on Spotify this year. It was my biggest year ever, and I owe you my life, man. You changed my life, and I hope I made an impact on yours with some good music. Thank you. Pookie Baby loves you. I'm in the studio making more. Peace!
That's pretty cool, huh? So Reese had his own one too, and his was a different artist. So different artists got different stuff. Did you get a different one, Gray? What? Wait a minute, what? Yeah, wasn't that cool? Wasn't that cool? Anti-hero, Czarface. So this is a weird thing too. This is also new. You tap this and it tells you what kind of a listener you are. So they have these different categories. Basically, I'm a hypnotist, which means I listen to albums from the beginning to the end. Often I'll put on like a certain album, usually Doom's albums, and I'll listen from the beginning to the end. There you can see all the different stuffs. I think I sort of play with the colors of the cards real quick before I fade it out and we move on. But kind of cool. Kind of cool. I like that they do that. You know, I find myself listening to Doom and then I laugh and I'll go, oh, I wonder if Doom's going to, you know, and I mean, for the record, Doom hasn't even made a new song and that's released anyways in over a year. So, you know, most of the stuff I listen to is, I don't want to say it's classic hip hop, but I mean, some of it like King Ghidorah, that was like 2002 or something like that. It was a long time ago. KMD, which was who his band before he became Doom, him and his brother, who sadly passed away too. Sub Rock was hit by a car and died from the injuries from that. And that happened when Doom was like 16, 17, 18 years old. And his brother was like 20. I think that's right. Maybe I got the ages backwards, but anyways, yeah, as you guys know, Doom's been a huge part of my, you know, creative life as far as, you know, things go creatively. That dude's inspired me a lot, and I listen to a lot of stuff. In fact, here, let's I'm sure you guys, most of you have seen this before, but you know, this is made out of Lego. That's basically the album cover you just saw from one of my most listened to albums of all time, which is Mad Villain. And yeah, so fun stuff. I had fun with watching that, and it was fun to see Reese's too. Like I played mine for him, he played his for me, and we had very different genres and different things. And you know, he looks at me and goes, "Your music sucks," and I look at him and go, "Dude, your music's terrible." So like it was nice. It was mutual and all that. But yeah, so we'll see what happens moving forward. I've got plans to do another Mosaic, but I just haven't put the coin down to go and do it. That stuff costs a lot of money. Buying all those pieces. That's funny. I just had a Twitter notification, but it's notifying me of a tweet that I had already received. And I won't go into details, but there were some shenanigans that ensued with said tweet. So anyways, moving along. Let's see here. Ooh, another last minute edition. Most of you guys have already seen this. Teflon with a gifted membership. Teflon dropping bombs. James, nice. Congrats to James. Thanks to Teflon. This month's games, well, technically next month's, because then the new month has not yet started for us here in Oregon. We got 2K Drive, we got Power Wash Sim, and Sable. I'm not familiar with Sable, so I can't talk much about that. But I can tell you that if you have not given Power Wash a try, You might find it soothing and satisfying like a lot of us do. It's one of those weird games like Lawn Mowing Sim. I would have never thought I would have liked Lawn Mowing Sim as much as I did, but I'm glad I played it because I got hooked on that big time. And then Power Wash was not much different. And now with the DLCs coming out every 3 to 4 months, and they're being like cool DLCs, not just like stupid random stuff. Like they had the Final Fantasy stuff. They had the SpongeBob stuff. Now they've got the Back to the Future stuff. Like their DLCs have been pretty entertaining. They also released a VR version so you can play it in VR. So lots of stuff happening with that game. I like the development. I think that at some point they will likely do 2, but I think they're going to keep this and make it a live service for a while. So I think we'll probably continuously get new DLCs and new updates and new things. And I'd love to see it too, but I don't know. I mean, I'd love a new trophy list and achievement list. I mean, I played that both on both systems. So definitely worth it. Now, 2K Drive. This is another one that has gotten a lot of negative press or reports on. And I'm not here to try and sell you on it. But what I am going to tell you is if you have Plus, download it. Take it for a spin. I know I've heard some people say, well, I don't have anybody to play it with. Technically, I've not raced one race with anybody online. So there's no need for that. There's a great story. The races are fairly easy to beat, which makes it fun and entertaining. Like nobody likes to get their butt kicked racing over and over. Nobody likes to get to a wall and not be able to pass it. Now, I tend to be pretty decent at racing games, so maybe it'll be different for some people, but really the only problems that I had with that game were, one, there was a couple of glitchy trophies, which historically I've avoided very carefully and been able to get by. I'm stuck right now, so that kind of bothered me. The other thing that bothers me is, well, that might be really it. I mean, there's the challenges, some of the up and what were they called? The on the goes. Some of those were a little bit, but it was more of figuring out how you needed to do it. And then it was easy. So like some of the drifting ones that you had to drift all the way through, like getting a drift to stay adrift and the game to register you drifting was kind of a task. But once I figured it out, it was a lot of fun. So all I'm saying is if you got it, snag it, take it for a spin. There is online play. You can connect and do that. I wasn't able to do it because it actually started auto saving again to my file that I didn't want to have saving. And I still haven't gone back and finished the game. I still have online play to do. I still have a handful of trophies that are now way easier than ever to get before because there's the Drive Pass. Actually, there's 2 seasons of Drive Pass. And there's multiple cars, multiple characters that you can unlock that were limited in the storyline. So I got all the way to the done with the story and I still needed like 3 cars left. How was I going to get those cars? Well, I had to get them through the Drive Pass, or I guess maybe buy them through DLC or something. I don't know. But regardless, we got tons of videos. I put a ton of effort into them, and they're going to be the same quality, same stupid humor that I always drop in my Lego videos. And so like the collectibles are going to be easy to find. And I don't, like always, I don't go from way over here northwest to north southeast to middle to back to south to northwest to northeast to blah, 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 right? Like I go methodically around and get them in cycles, and sometimes they're zigging and zagging, but I minimize the travel, I minimize all that stuff, and we got them all 100%, all the collectibles. So like I said, not trying to sell you on it, but just know that you've got a lot of help, and the game's, if it's free, it's probably worth checking out. I mean, that's just me. Let's see here. I saw Remnant 1 and 2 are coming to Xbox Game Pass. Ooh, are they? That's going to be harder for me to avoid, although once it does, that I might be able to convince Tyler to play it. What we need, so here's how that needs to work. Tyler needs to play the game, figure it all out, beat it, and then we'll task him with carrying myself and probably Gray through the story again. Because, you know, some of those bosses, I don't think we would have ever been able to beat without his knowledge and without his extra powers. Like, he was a little beefed up, if I remember right. And so, like, that game was kind of fun. Now, the one thing I didn't like about that game was going to break and coming back with those guys doing naughty things. I don't know if he got it on PC, but if it's on Game Pass, he has an Xbox and he has Game Pass, so he would be able to join us there. And whether it's cross progression or not, I'm not sure. quick reminder, nothing's changed except for stuff's on discount right now, 20% off. 20% can go a long ways. There are certain restrictions, though, like you can't buy like a sticker pack and get 20. But if you buy a bunch of stuff and you get stickers, 20%. Definitely something to think about. Looking forward, we got a stream schedule coming up. I'll never be able to forget those shenanigans. What? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, nah, me neither. Stream schedule moving forward. We've got some changes coming up. Some familiar faces, at least for another week or two, but also some change happening. We've got Back to the Future Power Wash DLC happening starting Monday. So that's right. Mostly Clean Mondays is returning for what I am hoping to be 2 full streams. We tried to get Halo going yesterday, and unfortunately, it did not work out. Or sorry, not yesterday, Tuesday, due to some complications with Tude's PC. Good news is the plan always was for Gray and Tude and I to play through it, and sadly, Greg was tasked with late shift, which real life first, more important. But we definitely are hoping to get through and play the campaign. Now, I played some multiplayer last week, and I remotely had some fun. We had some talk about it on the Discord, and there was a lot of people that were sort of like, not a lot of people. There was a couple people that were sort of referring to me as a Christmas noob, not in the sense that I was bad at the game or I didn't know what was going on, but that's kind of what was happening. I don't know all the weapons. I don't know all the routes, the level layouts. I don't know any of that stuff because I've played very minimal Halo. But all that being said, I feel like I was doing pretty good, especially if that was the quote-unquote cream of the crop, the diehards, the tryhards, the people that have been playing forever and doing all that stuff. Like if those are the goodest of the good, I mean, I feel like I could be a Halo god, maybe. Okay, maybe I'm going a little overboard there, but, I was, I think I had one game that I wasn't a positive KDR, and I think it was like 7-4 or something like that. But every other game was like 11-2 and 7-1, and like I was destroying people, and I wasn't even aware of like I guess there's a shield and then there's an outer shield, and I wasn't picking up those outer shields, but I was shredding through everybody else's and killing them. Like, how was I killing people with outer shields without a shield, right? So, anyways, snacks and armor. No, they were definitely not bots. As much as I know you'd love for that to be the case, that was not the case. But yeah, so Alan Wake still has at least another week. I know that we've got the story to wrap up, and it looks like we've got 2 or 3 sections with Alan and then maybe 3 sections with Saga left. Very possible I'll finish that next week, but whether or not I'll be able to get all of the trophies and ring off that platinum, I don't know. I do plan on doing that. I hope to do that. I hope to do it on stream with you guys, but we'll see how that goes. Thursday will be a day off, continuing from now on. Normally we don't have streams today, but because it was Gamebreak Day, I opted to do it early. But yeah, so traditionally Thursdays will be the day off, and as well as Saturdays, which leaves Friday and Sundays, which, you guessed it, the 2 favorite games of the list. No, I'm just kidding. My favorite game of the list, Apex Legends. Been playing through quite a bit. Gonna have no problem getting through the season pass. I did see a weird teaser yesterday, and I don't know if anybody else saw this. Kirsten, Gray, anybody who has interest in Apex, did you see the short, I think it was like an 8 or 10 second video that they posted, and it said something is coming, and it showed what looked like a bunch of revenants. So think PvE, player versus environment, right? But think prowlers being the environment baddie, right? But instead of prowlers, because they had that before where you had to go and fend off all the prowlers and go get an item and then take it to the extract point. That was awesome. I wish they would bring that back. But they might have replaced the prowlers with revenants, or maybe they have some mode where you start off as whoever you drop as, but you get infected, and when you become infected, you become a revenant. All I know is that in the video, it showed a revenant. It was very glitchy, and you couldn't really see. If you ever had cable back in the day, but didn't pay for premium cable, but went to those channels, like you could hear stuff, but it was all glitchy and snowy. And like, they had like the de-interlacing that was happening. And like, that's kind of what it looked like. But yet it went from 1 to like 10, and they were all rushing to going into this big door. So I don't know if it was AI powered Revenant or what was happening, but definitely worth looking into, and I'm excited to check that out. And then last but not least, we got Sunday, where we're going to be continuing our Lego Batman 2 journey. We've officially finished up the story, and we're going to be jumping into free play starting this Sunday. So definitely stop by and check it out, because I'm probably going to need some help getting guided to them mini kits, because it's been 11 years since I played through and collected all those. Now, I did not refrain from getting mini kits, and well, I refrained from getting the free roam stuff, but not in the free play. So I will be jumping into that and hopefully getting all of them. And the goal is to finish that up, and then we're going to jump into another Lego game, which I'll probably, as I near like the into free roam of Batman 2, I'll probably put up another poll and give you guys a choice of four different ones to choose from. Is it a limited time mode? Are you finding it out? And Kirsten, just so everybody knows, Kirsten is going to try to stream tonight. So if you can, set those reminders right now. Not yet, Gray. Not yet. I want to, but not yet. And for what it's worth, too, there is another channel right now that's really big with Lego that some of you may follow, but maybe not. But there are a lot of people that follow me and follow this other channel, and they are just getting into Dimensions for the first time right now. They never played it when it came out. And they've been paying, and they've got Supergirl, they got Green Lantern, they've been buying all the parts, and as soon as they get them all, they say they're going to play it and make videos with it. So I definitely don't want to be like copycatting, even though I bought the game and I've been planning it for a long time. I'm not ready to play it. I've sort of been waiting for that 10-year anniversary, which the channel may be dead by then, who knows? But because it was 2015, I think. So we got 2 more years, a year and a half, 2 more years from this month, I guess. Let's see here. What's going on out there? All right. That's pretty much it for my agenda. 51. That's not bad. I do Patreon shouts too, and then we can hang out. I'm getting really stuffed up for some reason. I don't know if like the heater, it's possible like my mother-in-law has come home and like the door being open has kicked on the heater, and but I'm definitely getting stuffed up again for some stupid reason, but that's nothing new. I struggle with this stuff all the time. And I am curious if at some point when we are no longer living in this house, if this is still going to be a thing. I mean, I've been here for so long, I don't even remember what it was like pre-living here. I mean, we've lived in this house for 20 years. 20 years? That's crazy. 20 years. Not many people probably can say that. Living in the same place for 20 years. I jumped around a lot for quite a few years before that. I had multiple apartments. I was homeless for 6 months or whatever by choice. Well, by choice, because I didn't have a job, didn't have money, and broke off in an 8.5-year relationship where I lived with the person and couldn't live there anymore. That's a whole nother story. So yeah, Patreon. Let's go ahead and get the Patreon stuff figured out. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and back this up right quick. Patreon.com. Definitely. So at some point I need to sit down and figure some stuff out and get this back on track and either squash it, move it to YouTube totally, or do something different and recognize what I'm doing is still working. People are still contributing. But at the same time, there hasn't been a lot of traction. I haven't done anything. There's no special behind-the-scenes stuff or anything like that. And I could maybe sweating with Brian will be a bonus. No, I don't know. The limited time mode will be out December 5th and will be 30v30. Okay. Is it all Revenants, though? Is that Revenant? 18 years in the apartment we just moved out of. See, that's a long time, too. But that's what I'm saying. 20 years, that's a long time. Reese is going to be 19. It's probably closer to 21 years because we lived here. And this is weird because I have a memory of being in the place that we lived before, in the SOCOM house, before we lived here. I swear I have a memory of Jillian waking me up and me being like, oh, what's up? What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. I thought you were working today. And her being like, I'm sick. I'm home because I'm pregnant. But that moment didn't happen at that house. It happened in this house. So, I mean, Reese is going to be 19, not next month, but the month after. So, yeah, it's got to be closer to 21 years because obviously Reese, we found out she was pregnant, and then there was 9 months, and then plus there's some extra. So, yeah, it's probably closer to 21 years. Revive point. Stop. Oh, so it is. It's PvE kind of a thing. That's actually interesting. And I wonder if it is an infected type of thing where, well, you said 30v30, though. So that's chaos is what that is. Maybe 30 people versus 30 bots? Or is it 30 people become, and if you, yeah, so it is. So it's an infected. So I did have the right concept, even though not all the details. Because I was thinking like, zombie mode, right? Like they had that mode before where one person was selected at the beginning of the round and you had to go take people out. And if you touched them or killed them, whatever it was, they became the dark presence too. And then you went from 1v10 to 2v8 or whatever, right? And then it went down and down and down. Cool stuff. I definitely wouldn't mind checking that out. All right, hey, Patreon stuff. We got $5 and up shout outs. What up, peoples? Big time thanks to these people right here. They've been supporting for a long time. In fact, I know that each month Nam goes, oh, I totally forgot that I was doing that. I better shut that down. But he hasn't. So big shout out to Nam for getting. He hates the thing he hates the most is positive support of me and things I do. So like, although this was a nice gesture for him to do 1 month, he didn't have intentions to do it forever. And so he's forgotten about it. And I'm surprised that RS3 money that he has to spend has not prevented him from being able to contribute. But yeah. Next up, we got the $10 and up supporters, which, let's see here. We've got Dougie Fresh 613. Thank you, Dougie, for your support. I saw you online this morning. I almost invited you to play some Apex with Gray and I. But I knew that I only had like 20, 30 minutes and I didn't want you to like leave your game and come get in the party and then have like 10 minutes left to play with me. So at some point we need to play some games. But again, thank you for your support. Doug was actually the first $10 supporter and likely has forgotten too, because that's been like 4 years now. But regardless, appreciate the support, Dougie. Next up, we got Michael Carlsberg. Thank you so much for your $10 donation, Michael. We saw you the other day in chat. It was fun to see you on stream. It's always fun to see you. I'm sure you'll be dropping me some comments later, as you traditionally do. Appreciate your support. Much love, much love. And next up, we've got Bonnie Miller. Thank you so much for your support, Bonnie. Definitely another longtime supporter. And yeah. Much love. So that's actually going to wrap it up for the $10 and up Patreon supporters and the Patreon segment of this video. So now you got me for whatever you want to ask or know, as long as you stay away from the hot topics. Let's see. Brandon, what is up? Let's see here. Booyah, cush out. Absolutely. What's up, dude? Welcome. Just getting ready to open it up to questions and whatnot, and then we'll probably shut it down for the day. Today's the game break day, which is usually about an hour to an hour and a half stream. And I always tell the wife, oh, it's only going to be 45 minutes to an hour. And we always go longer than that. So must be doing something right. See here, love and power. Okay. So now you're loving it. Well, good to hear, Chacho, because your tone that you've been carrying since the announcement of this month's game seems sort of negative. I'm not knocking you, not calling you out, really, sort of, but I'm just glad to hear that you're having fun. Hey, Tough Love with another $2 super chat. Yeah, the heat, not so much. The magic is happening. Like those Wagner brothers, woo, and Paulo. They're fun to watch. I haven't caught a lot of their games, but they're fun to watch. I've seen some of them. They put the hurting on us not long ago. And I'm sure we have one more game where we'll play them, because usually you play the other conference teams at least twice. Usually it's twice, not more than that. Usually you play your local teams 3-4 times, depending on who and how. So, yeah, what's everybody got going on the rest of the day? I am going to be going to the Lego shop here in a few minutes. The goal was to be done by 11:30, and then Reese and I are supposed to leave by 12 to go down and hopefully sell some Lego. And if nothing else, if I don't get the amounts that I'm looking for, then I will bring them home. That's fine. And but Reese will be dropping a resume there. In fact, I wonder. He was supposed to send that to me last night. He's grounded! Yeah, it doesn't look like he did. What's this? Key mailer. Key offer expiring. Greedland, join us on our Discord server. Link to join if you have any issues. What is this? Local co-op now available. Nobody wants local co-op. That's a nice step in the right direction to like the rest of the co-op, but yeah, no. Let's see here. April, what is up? Sorry I fell off the face of the earth. I was sitting back in the dark during days. Wow, hey, thanks for stopping by. Good to see you, April. It's been a minute for sure. Let's see here, bro. My usual brand of having we played Star Wars. Ooh, okay. That's all right. And we got David with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, David. Much love. Appreciate that. Is that the first? It is the first super. Let's celebrate their first super on a live stream. Man, the support is real, you guys. Much love. Much love. You were joking about 2K. All right, well, fair enough. Just know that from an outsider's perspective, it came off a little cold and dreary. And it's not my job or expectation to try and convince you otherwise. Like if you hate on something and it's factually incorrect, I might step in and counterpoint. But, if you don't like it, you don't like it, right? I mean, that's the thing. But if you haven't tried it yet, don't hate on it, right? I mean, that's kind of my take on it. But it is what it is. Yeah, so was going to a concert tonight. That's been kiboshed. We're not going. Sort of happy, sort of bummed about it. And what don't you like? First of all, nobody asked, Gray. And 2K Drive is actually, like I said earlier, it's a lot of fun. If you like racing games and you like Lego and you like humor, I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer if you ask me. But it's not my job to sit here and try to convince you. I know Gray's just hating to hate. He's hate. But, he'll be inviting me to play it later today. Or tomorrow, I guess, when it drops. Or no, wait, it's not till next week. Huh? I thought it was tomorrow. But it's not. It's not till Tuesday. So the 5th. Yeah. Which, that's right. I did work that out because I'm bringing Power Wash back on the 4th. And that's going to be perfect because people are going to probably be interested in seeing what that's all about. Hoosier, what is up? Yes, it is early. It is early. I tried to announce it throughout the week, and I also put out the socials, but I know not everybody sees all those things. Social media is not what it once was. Like, you used to follow people, and it would tell you what's happening with them. Now, you get more suggested posts than you do people you follow, which is crazy. It's a super big bummer, but I'm glad I didn't invest all my time and money into that because it's fallen off. Like Facebook gaming, for example. Does that even exist anymore? I don't even think it exists. And that was a big thing for a minute. Let's see here. Did I enter a new multiverse? Yes. Basically, as there was a giant possibility that I was going to be going to a concert tonight. Concert is about an hour and a half away. It started at 7. If I started the Gamebreak at 5, that was going to be a pretty close photo finish to get there. So I opted to do it early. Then we canceled the plans for that. And I thought, okay, well, maybe I'll move it back to 5 now. But also, I hate streaming game breaks on days that I don't double stream because usually I've got everything ready for the game break before the day arrives. And then here we are. I've got, all this time, I'm up at 6:30, 6:37 at the latest every day. So 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock before. So 9 hours of pacing around the house, waiting, getting things ready. And okay, is it ready? Is it ready? Okay, it's ready. Is it ready? Is it ready? Okay, it's ready. Just that anticipation of trying to get through the day is torturous on me. So I figured I'll just keep it this way. And then as soon as I made that final decision to keep it that way, I realized my Blazers play at 4:00 my time tonight. So if I start at 5, that means the game's already begun. I would probably watch the first hour or so, and I've done that before, but then I got people like Nam and Bobby who know that I'm waiting to watch that game and then I don't want updates, and they start saying stupid things like, oh no, so-and-so just broke his leg, or oh no, he just got thrown out of the game, or oh my God, how are they down 40 points already? Whether it's true or not, it gets me thinking. I'm like, wait, what? And I get super distracted. So I tried to avoid that as well. And so it worked out. And here we are, having a decent game break this morning, and got rest of my day planned. So I'm going to go to the Lego shop here in a minute and hopefully exchange some Lego. And if it goes the way I want, I might be stopping at my bank on the way home. I see you out there, Hoosier. I see you out there. Time her out. Time Hoosier out now. Just kidding, of course. Phantom! All right! Woo to the hoo-hoo! So I know we got Friday. Some of you I'll probably see tomorrow, but like, what's going on this weekend? Anybody got any plans? If this is the biggest if I've said this year, if I get what I'm looking for at the Lego place, which I'll be honest, I've got 5 sets and 20 poly bags, and I'm hoping to get $1,100 for them. And you're probably thinking 5 sets and 20 poly bags? Poly bags generally sell retail for $4. Most of them don't go down in price. They usually go up, but they don't go up much. $1, $1.50. So $5 a piece is probably pretty average. So I'm hoping, even though a couple of those poly bags are worth like 20, 25 bucks, I'm hoping to get $100 for the polys. And I'd be totally happy with that. Because I paid like $3 and $4 for most of them. And so it would be not a huge margin, but like a profit. So I want to get those. I also have Doctor Who, which is currently selling for $225 to $250. I have Wally, which is selling for $250 to $300. So I mean, just those two alone should net me $500. Hopefully 6, right? And then we got the polys to throw in there, so that'd be 6 with those. We'll go on the low end. I also have the Scooby-Doo Lighthouse, not the mansion, but the lighthouse. And that one sells for about $150, $175. So we're at like $675, $700-ish. And then I have a couple of other like gift with purchases that are probably not worth as much yet because they haven't retired, but Wally retired, Doctor Who retired, Lighthouse retired. I also have a Mario Brothers starter kit, and that sells for about $50. And then I've got Gene Goodall sets. I have 2 of them. Joan. Gene. Now I'm throwing myself up. Yeah, Jane Goodall. Sorry, my bad. So I've got 2 of those, which go for about 25 to 50. Those were gift with purchases, so like you could only get those when you spent so much money at Lego at a certain time period, and then you couldn't get them anywhere else. I also have a couple of gingerbread sets. I have some 2015 limited edition Lego holiday sets. So I have a gingerbread house and something else. What's the other one? I think it's the Choo Choo Train. Let's see, let me check my notes here. Yeah, so Wally, Doctor Who, Ray the Castaway times 2. So Ray the Castaway is basically the old, hey, Case is out there. What up? Castaway. So Ray the Castaway. It's basically got Wilson, the little ball. It's got like a palm tree and another gift with purchase set. So I got that one. And then, yeah, it's a Christmas train. So, yeah, I mean, technically, you know, I'll probably not get what I'm hoping to get, but we'll see. I'm guessing they'll probably offer me somewhere around 700 for all of those, but I'm hoping to get more than that. So I might be taking them, bringing them back home, and then listing them on Facebook Marketplace for like local sales. I'm pretty sure they're going to want those holiday sets for sure. And I mean, I might end up selling like the poly bags and the Christmas sets, or they may. Well, one of Reese's friends has been hounding me to buy Wally for a long time, but I have a hard time with that one because it's one of Reese's friends, and although he works and has a job, he works hard. Like $300 for a Lego set is a lot of money, and he wants to give it to his girlfriend. Which, I mean, his money, but I mean, I feel bad, right? Like, he's like a young dude. He's like 18 years old. Can I stream selling them? Oh, you mean like going to the shop and that? Probably not, mainly because of lack of equipment to do something quality like that. I mean, my phone, but you know, you got lighting, you got audio, you got internet. Like, I don't know how any of that would work. And plus, I'd have to go like get permission from the people. And if anybody came into the store, I'd have to have them sign waivers to avoid any confrontation or problems later. And so ultimately, probably not. But you know, decent concept, anyways. Facebook Live, gross. And yeah, and the last thing you want to see me do is rage out and be like, $200? There's over $1,200 worth of Lego here. What do you mean $200? You know, it's like GameStop when you take in 75 games, right? Nobody wants to deal with that. Let's see, I'm trying to think of what else. I feel like we have something else going on this weekend. I will be going to see my friend Jordan, probably. I did find this photo. I was looking for some stuff the other day, and I stumbled across this. I'm just gonna put it up to the camera versus trying to load it up onto the stream here. But I must have been. I'm gonna say I'm 7 years old. And my cousin Serene is right behind me. Serene, unfortunately, wasn't at the holiday photo op. She will be for Christmas. She actually is an airline attendant. Is that the right word? I know they changed it. It used to be stewardess, but I think it's just airline attendant now. And she works for Delta, and she has for like 25 years. She has logged so many miles. You know, next time I ask her, next time I talk to her, I'm going to ask her if, you know, what her airline miles look like as far as how many miles she's traveled via plane. You know, she's gone to Paris multiple times, gone to Australia, I mean, everywhere. She's worked for Delta and one other company for a while too. But anyways, she was always like 2 years older than me. She was from a previous relationship. So like, she spent some time with her dad away from her mom. So even when I get to see my uncle and my aunt, sometimes she wasn't there. Very rarely saw her. But she's the reason I listen to Wham and a bunch of stuff. But look at little Brian. Look at little Brian. And there's Serene, who I'm telling you, she's looks almost exactly the same. I mean, she's really pretty. She's gorgeous, but she looks almost exactly the same, just older. And then there's me. I don't feel like I look like this at all anymore. But yeah, so I will get to see her on Christmas, and her husband is amazing. I don't know if I've ever shared this story with you. As you guys know, I'm a big rap hip hop fan. Mike works in LA, and he is I don't remember what the title is. It's like an entertainment liaison or entertainment something. And he's like part manager, part promoter. So when we first couple times we met him, he was telling us these stories about all these people and stuff, and we were kind of like, yeah, okay, buddy. Yeah, sure, you know that guy. Oh, sure, you've been. Oh, you're the one that put that concert on. Okay, buddy. And then like second or third, fourth visit, he starts bringing like these boxes, and they're boxes of like promo CDs and stuff. Some of them were from like 10, 12 years ago and old stuff, but stuff we were interested in, liked. It was just like it left over from a long time ago. And so all of a sudden my brothers and I, and we're starting to get like all this like merch and this concept that he actually is who he says he is. And I kid you not, we're at Christmas, I don't know, probably 7 years ago. And we start talking about this and that. And we're not even talking about work or anything. We're just talking about like life. And he asked me, he goes, hey, anybody new you're listening to these days? And I go, actually, yeah, I've been listening to this group called Strong Arm Steady. And he goes, oh yeah, them my homies. And I looked at him and I go, what? And he goes, hold on. Yo, Crondon, what up? Happy Christmas, man. Merry Christmas to you. How's the family? And he puts it on speaker. And he has this like 3-minute conversation. Hey man, I just wanted to call, reach out, wish you some love, let you know I'm thinking about you and all that stuff and blah, 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 blah. And dude's like, yeah, much love, homie. Da, 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 da. And it was Crondon from Strong Arm Steady. I was like, are you kidding me? He's like, yeah, I'm just over here with my family who listens to you a lot. Oh, share the love. Tell him how much. I was like, what? So like, the fact that at that moment, that's who I was actually like listening to and rocking out to. And he calls one of the guys from the group. Like that was mind blowing to me. Teflon with another $2 super chat. You like the extended version of it today? It's like super long and wide to meet my wide camera. Did you guys notice that? I had to actually tweak the settings on it. And because I'm lazy, I like create scenes. So like I've got an HTG scene, which is right here. And I've got the Gamebreak scene, which is right here. Whoa, hey, get out of there. And I've also got big cam mode. Right? But see, these work so fluently and easy because they're all the same asset. So I've created like one camera asset and like I got like actually the camera is different here because of the sizing. But the actual whatchamacallit is the recent donation widget is all the same one. So I'm gonna have to mess with it again tomorrow. Otherwise it's gonna be like super long for Apex. Although wait a minute though, because I just went to HTG and it's not. I mean it kinda is. Oh, now I done did it. Oh, it's I broke it. Okay, there it goes. Woo! Maybe? Okay. All right, I'm done messing about. I'm going to break something. Oh, now I want to go back to Gamebreak. It's like saying, no, it's got the garbage. No, do not throw it away. Okay. Computer was not working. Why does the one camera have the Price is Right sound? Oh, maybe because it's activated? Which one was it? Was it? Okay, there we go. He broke it. The sound was appropriate. Meanwhile, everything's broken. So the HTG camera. Now watch. It won't do it this time. Right? But you can see actually the donation, the recent donations. It's super long. And fun fact, one of the main reasons why I did it was to stretch it out to match the camera for today. But also at the time when I was doing it, K's was the top donator. And the way it was fit, like his whole name wasn't fitting on the screen. And I felt like with such a generous donation, there definitely needed to be recognition and allow his full name in there. So I stretched it out and it worked. So it's your fault, K's. No, I'm just kidding. Appreciate your support, man. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I got, guys. I mean, I even showed off some stuff I had no intentions of showing off, like photos and stuff. Ooh, Jordan Peele is apparently redoing the People Under the Stairs or the Under the Stairs movies. I think it started with Under the Stairs and then People Under the Stairs. Yeah, you done did it. Silence. Uh-oh, what silence? What happened? Am I quiet now? Am I gone? No, I'm still there. Oh, snap, Teflon with a gift of membership. Paige is the lucky recipient. All right, well, I feel like I better get in on this, huh? Gift memberships to channels. Oh, wait a minute. What is this? Why is it showing that? The layout looks different for me now. The HTG camera is silent now. This one is? This one is silent? What do you mean there's no bump 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 bump? Is that what you mean? Oh, snap, Hoosier with a 10-piece! Let's go! We got Thunderbog, we got Connor, we got a Random Goober. Is that you, Brad? We got Mags, we got Eddie Jet, we got the Equilibria, we got Soul Assassin, we got Junior, we got Darla Bai, we got Crazy Ty, we got David, and we got Robble from a Teflon singlet. Let's go! Thank you, guys. Much love. Much love. Let's see here. Yes, you turned off the sound. Come on. Well, no, but the way you said it, you said the HTG camera has no sound. To me, that means my mic wasn't working versus an audio clip that was extra, right? So yeah, I can see how you're throwing me under the bus there, but you can see how I got that mixed up. Teflon with another singlet. Doofy the Dragon. Officer Doofy reporting for duty. Did I tell you guys? I know I told Kirsten and like a couple others. But I almost considered dressing up as Officer Doofy from Scary Movies. Mainly because I used the phrase, leave me alone, I'm cleaning my room, way more often than I should. But then I realized the insensitiveness of said idea, and I had to pull the plug on. Really, I ran it by the wife, and the wife was like, absolutely not! You cannot do that! And I was like, all right, cool. Hey, Lindsay was gifted another membership from Teflon! Tried to hit the high note there, but... Teflon no. Oh, come on, he did! What a punk! See, right now, I should fight fire with fire and repeat your donation of the 10-piece. But I'm pretty sure that's considered cheating. And I'd be labeled a cheater. What's up there, Lil Joe? In all fairness, so was I. But yours was bigger than mine. Yeah, I don't know how to combat Teflon. I mean, we could time him out, but that's not fair either. Susan, your team's going down. Who's playing who? What's going on? Foosball? Foosball is the devil. Will there be a game break on New Year's Eve? Usually there is. Usually there is. I think once before I did it early. Like I did it like on the 30th or something like that. We'll see. I mean, that's a little far out yet for me to be 100% sure on, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, we'll have a December game break, whether or not it'll be at 5 p.m. or 10 a.m. Let's see here. Let me look at the actual. So December 31st would be Sunday. Yeah, we'll probably do the Lego. Yeah. That's a good question. I'll have to figure it out because we go see Grandma at about 1. Technically, it's a Sunday, so in theory, I'd be streaming from 10 to 12. And then we go see Grandma. I have lunch, and then we go see Grandma at 1:30. We're usually back by like 3:30. So mathematically, it could work out that I do stream. I might replace the Sunday stream with the game break. I'll just have to talk to the wife and get it all sorted and figure out like what the plan is, because it's possible. It's possible. So one other thing, now this is kind of crazy because if you think about it, Brad mentioned this earlier. I'm on a kind of a streak right now with streaming. I started Sunday, right? And I've gone the whole week. And I'm going tomorrow, right? There's talk that I'm going to do an unboxing. I actually have a box that needs to be unboxed. And I really don't know what's in it. I'm 95% sure that it's from Outright Games, but even the tag on it doesn't say that. It doesn't say, it says like, I don't even remember what it says. Let me get my readers on here because I can't see a dang thing. Get some light on the situation. It's so dark. It says Angel Fire, care of Hawk Freight Logistics. And it came from the UK. But I don't know for sure who it's from. Now, if you remember, a week or so ago, I did get contacted by Outright, and they said that their PR team had put together a package for me. And they sent out, Teflon with another $2 super chat! So it's possible that it's likely from them. Let's see. Oh my God, raise the uniform Seahawks 4 on Thanksgiving. Hurt my eyes. Bright lime. Oh, yeah, the limeys. Let's see. Cowboys Seahawks. Okay. Oh. Chacho, yesterday, a meme showed up on my feed, and I thought of you, and I laughed when it happened, and my wife happened to be sitting behind me in her chair, and she was like, "What's so funny?" And I said, "What do you think? Should I send this to Chacho or not?" And her first reaction was, "Oh my God, no! Why would you send that to him? What even is that?" And it was a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, but it was a little different. It was a little different. That's all I'm gonna say. It was not a pleasant sight. And oh snap, Lil Joe with a $2 super chat. Next game I'm streaming. Hey, I can actually check this out. This is our current stream schedule. So tomorrow will be the next stream, and it'll be Apex Legends from 10 to 2. Anyways, I almost sent it to you, but my wife literally said to me, "No, that's not fair. Some things you cannot unsee, Brian. That's not fair to Chacho," so I wasn't able to send it to you. Hey, look at that, RHYS. It's almost like my son's spelling. Reese, what is up? Reese with a donated membership from you-know-who, Mr. Teflon. Making it rain. Making it rain. What part on Alan Wake 2 are you at? Deep. Towards the end of the story. And please don't say anything that might ruin or change anything. That's the bottom line, because Teflon said so. Teflon with another $2 super chat. So I've gotten through, from Alan's side, I've gotten through the tower. What is it called? Not Pentagon Tower, but it's something P or Terraform Tower or something like that. So after the hotel, I've done a lot of the light switching. We've basically rewrit the script for a bunch of stuff at the tower. We've talked to Thomas Zane some, crazy. So I don't know how far you are too. So I'm trying not to like say too much. But and then Saga side, we're only on like chapter 5 or 6. Hey, Doofy, what up? I'm pretty sure Doofy was a recipient of a gifted membership earlier, right? Spoilers will be promptly deleted. Ban him. Okay, just wondering. I didn't touch the game, but I'm hearing a win. Yes, it definitely. It's awesome. Like I loved it. Now, there's parts that were actually kind of scary. Like, and I don't mean like, oh my God, I'm so scared. But like jump scares, the timing of some of them was like impeccable. And there's a couple clips I think floating around of me being jump scared. I know there's at least one. But ultimately the story's been great. Now there's also been like moments of like, what is happening? Like, and I do mean that in a positive way. like definitely some weird stuff going on, singing and dancing and like, but it's like really cool. I've really enjoyed it. It's so far, it's my game of the year, and that's saying a lot because I really look forward to Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, and I loved that game too. Even though I didn't platinum it, I still loved the game, the mechanics, the homage to Jet Set Radio. All of it was amazing. So like, those are probably my two favorite games of the year. I have not played Spider-Man, so don't criticize me for not bringing that up. But I have not played that one yet, but I'm sure it'll be good too. Trying to think of what other games I played this year that were like GUD. But yeah, Alan Wake's definitely up there at the top of my list. And I've always liked Alan Wake in general, so like I'm kind of biased to that. But ultimately, I highly recommend it if you're on the fence about playing it. Well, we hit the 90-minute mark. Anybody got any other questions or any thoughts, projections, ideas, suggestions, anything? I mean, if I cut it now, Teflon would only own 2 of the 3 top spots. What was the favorite Lego game you ever played? So historically, I've been pretty open about that, but right now I'm being a little tighter-lipped because I actually have created a formula of how I rate games, and I've also applied that to my Lego game experiences, and I actually have a video that I've been working on. It's slow. It's something very new for me. I'm trying to do it like top-notch. I've got the script totally dialed in. My wife has corrected it, done everything. We actually have to go over a couple notes tonight to finalize that, but it's pretty much done. Then what I need to do is I need to actually read that script into my editor. So I'm going to like actually read it and tell the story and get it all done. And then I'll know exactly how much footage I need in order to fill that visually. And so far I've been doing a lot of, all right, little Joe, appreciate the super chat. Have a good day at work. I've been doing a lot of searching through my old hard drives for footage, like raw footage, not the YouTube thumbnailed and all that crap. I want the real raw footage, and I found everything I need but my Lego Worlds footage. Now, I might have already said too much, but at the same time, don't get the wrong idea. So, but I've got footage for all the other games that I plan on including. And I touch what games we consider traditional, what games we don't, and why. So I've got, like I said, I wrote a thing, and I'm not a writer per se. I wing it. Like all my videos, I have notes like this. Here's my Gamebreak notes, right? Like I've got stats, I've got the rower, I've got Thanksgiving. Those are my notes, right? And I build everything off these notes. And then I use these notes when I'm doing the game break. I use these notes when so like if there's mini kits and I need to get a certain character and the character is here, or I need so much studs to buy that character or whatever it is, I'll write those notes down. And then I just put it in front of me when I'm reading or when I'm spitting the audio, and it just comes out naturally. Like it really does. I do not plan any of my videos. Like, there's been times where I've made a mistake and I've gone back and I've maybe changed something or whatever, but I never script or do anything. It's always just like hot notes, and that's it. So writing it, I found that I didn't like it, and I had to rewrite it and rewrite it and rewrite it. And finally, like 7th version, I finally was like, all right, this sounds like me. It, in my opinion, describes everything well enough. And my brain works totally different than everybody else's. With OCD tendencies, ADHD, like I get so distracted, and like Nam will tell you, I tell lots of stories that I fill in details that I'm assuming people will want to know or ask later. And that's just how my brain works. It's not like I plan it. I'm so tired of like going, hey, I went somewhere. Okay, well, where did you go? Well, I went to the store. Well, why did you go to the store? Well, I went there so I could go buy some stuff. Well, why did you need to buy stuff? Well, I was out of toilet paper. And do I need to tell you anymore? No. Okay. It's so much easier to go, I went to the store to get toilet paper because I was out, right? Like, so my brain delivers the information that I would want to like conclude the story. But often it's too much. So I admit it, and that's why we got this icon or this emoji for you guys. It's the meep icon, which if you guys have ever seen the Looney Tunes cartoons, this character literally shows up and goes meep meep pew, and they're gone, right? And that's pretty much me talking to Nam. I'll go, hey, what's up? And he'll go, hey, what's up? And he's there. And then I go, hey, did you see this? Pew, he's gone. So meep meep is sort of like the, and now Gray's trying to do it to me too, but still Price is Right. Still, sorry, that's my bad. That's my bad. Maybe you'll get lucky with the Plinko. I don't know. All right, guys. That's pretty much all I got. I don't think I was going anywhere with that story other than what I shared. Maybe I was. I don't know. Let's see here. I love your story. Let's see here. Me too, Justin. I'm so sorry. Thank goodness for 10-hour work shift. Ugh. Well, I'm glad. You know, there's part of me that feels like I need to go back to my roots when looking at the analytics. And streaming is definitely not my niche, right? My niche is Lego, which is why I returned to the Lego scripted videos, and why I plan on doing some more of those. Now, there's a lot of channels that are really good at that. They went to high school or college and they majored in storytelling or essay writing or whatever. And so a lot of this stuff comes a little bit naturally or easier for them. But ultimately, you know, I plan on doing some more of that stuff. But then I think about, okay, well, if I'm going to need time to do that, you know, I've got Thursdays and Saturdays right now. Saturdays, I try to make family day. I try not to do any work. I try not to even open my computers or software on Saturdays if possible. And then Thursday's kind of like my project day. So really, it's not a day off. I really only get one day off a week, and that would be Saturday. And usually we're running around doing errands, you know, family stuff or whatever. So, you know, no rest for the wicked. But ultimately, I thought about taking Tuesdays back, right? Because we kind of threw Tuesdays back in because Tude was available. And once Tude was available, Gray became available. So all of a sudden I had a team that I could play, you know, multiplayer games with. And as I've stated a million times, it's fun to play games, but it's funner to play with friends. I'm more of a co-op type of player. So, you know, I've been thinking about that, but then knowing that Tude's available only on Tuesdays and Fridays, I don't really want to take Tuesdays my day off. So which day do I take off? I don't want to take Sundays because it's one of the best days for viewership. And so, you know, like, it's kind of a mess, but, you know, I really do consider you guys and your comments and your appreciation for these streams when I'm making decisions. So just know that I do read the chat. I do hear your comments. I do see the things that you're saying, and I do appreciate your support. It's mutual. Like, you know, you say, thank God for these streams. I know more than a couple of you have said, you know, got through some tough times or still getting through tough times, but the streams really help out. And that's awesome, you know, but it's tough times for me too. So you guys being here and supporting me and making it rain like Teflon does and Hoosier does and everybody else that does, like, I mean, it definitely makes a huge difference on me. It impacts me tremendously. I'm getting Jurassic Lego tonight. Oh, snap. That's a good one, Justin. That's a really good one. Just out of curiosity, it's not on the Wii, is it? It's not on the Wii, is it? Tell me it's not on the Wii, Justin. Speaking of which, uh-oh. Is it for the Wii? Is it for the Wii? Tell me it's not for the Wii. Now I want to play like, well, hey, there's some out there. Next week you can play Lego 2K Drive, assuming you have PlayStation Plus. Yeah. I may have like an extra PS4 laying around that may be able to be borrowed for some gaming there, Justin. And I got my Pro sitting right there. I don't know where my PS4 is. I know because I have a Pro and I have a regular one. I also have Reese also has his still too, and I don't think any of them have been used in the last 3 years. I think actually Reese plugged in his like a month or two ago to get clips because he had a bunch of like saved video clips from gaming and stuff. But hey, Kiwi's out there. What up, Kiwi? Couldn't keep my eyes open for more than a minute. It's all good. I definitely tend to put people to sleep. That's for sure. Ooh, kiddos might be getting a new console for Christmas. Well, hey, let me know what it is, Justin. I do have a couple of unopened Lego games. They may not be of any interest to you, but Kirsten and Reyes will tell you, I've been trying to get rid of these damn things for over like 3 years, and I can't get rid of them. I want them to go to a good home, not to just somebody who already has them or whatever. Like I want, I'd love to send them to somebody who doesn't have them, right? That's the thought. But I think I have one for the Xbox, which would be like one or Series SX. Well, I guess Series X because not the S. So, and then there's a couple for PS4, and I don't even remember what they are at the top. I think it's like Lego Movie 2, Lego Avenger, no, Marvels, no, what is it? I've got a couple. I'll have to look, but let me know. Skywalker was the last time I used my PS4. Yeah, that was a good game to play. That's probably been a minute too, huh? If you're like me, it took forever to finish it, but you also finished it on PS4 and PS5. That's what I did. I got a double time, double whammy. Just checking emails real quick to make sure there's nothing new to talk about or excite about or any of that. Let's see here. I got a couple notifications here. Okay. Oh, Bronny James is cleared to play. If you guys remember, LeBron James' son had a heart attack while playing a college practice game. And they rushed him, saved him. Everything was good. And it's been probably anywhere from 3 to 6 months ago. And he's apparently cleared and ready to play. So that's good. All right. 210 new tweets since I last looked. Oh, the Gray Zone got a new gameplay trailer today. Man, this game looks fun. I mean, there's no HUD or anything, so it's like fairly real. And it's made by Mad Finger Games, which I totally feel like Mad Finger and Happy Thumbs need to collaborate together. I've already been in touch with them. They've already told me that if I need any assets or previews or anything, they're happy to give it to me. And I'm assuming that down the road, I can probably get a key or two off of them as well. But not knowing what it's for, like if it's PC only or whatever. But like there's a nice new clip out there. In fact, I'll post it so you guys can check it out. It looks fun, but it sort of like visually sort of feels like an Escape from Tarkov kind of game. And I don't know how well I would do with a game like that. Hoosiers predicting Portland 101-90. Wait, what we're talking about the Cavs game tonight? Wait, you can't finish it without the DLCs though, right? It just leaves you on 99%. Whoa, Skywalker? You talking about Skywalker, Kiwi? No DLCs are needed for the 100%. In fact, you don't even need to get all of the bricks available in the game to reach the trophies and achievements to 100% it. There's DLC that is added that gives you extra stuff to chase. So like extra big ships, extra kyber bricks, extra, I think there's even an extra data card or two. It's been a while since I played it though. I can't remember. But definitely check out that link for Mad Fingers Games. That's the Gray Zone, which, let's see here. Sure, I don't know who Portland is playing. So tonight, Portland is playing Tood's team, the Cleveland Cavaliers. And Portland, just so everybody knows, as much as I love Portland, they are really young and not very good right now. We have some good players, and in a year or two, we could be a team causing some ruckus. But right now, like our goals are just to improve, not to win. I mean, everybody wants to win, right? Like nobody ever wants to lose. But, we've had a couple of games where we've lost by like 1 or 2 points. So, I mean, our record could be very different if we would have won those. We had one game that we actually were winning with like a minute and a half left. And one of the star players of the league committed a fouled out. And it was our ball shooting free throws with the lead and only like 2 minutes left. And they reviewed the call and they changed it, brought him back, said it wasn't a foul. But wait, it was an offensive foul. So it's going to be actually, no, it was a jump ball is what they led to. And then they got the jump and then they ended up scoring off a stupid foul call the other way, which should have been non-called. So basically they stole a win from us. It would have been our biggest win of the season. It would have been great too because it was against our old players, Damian Lillard and Pat Connaughton, who play for the Milwaukee Bucks. But and Boué, I'm talking about it again, huh? But no, tonight the Cavs. So Cavs up on top, 126-101. You think so? Cavs. I don't know that. I really don't know about this. Like, there's some teams that I would tell you, okay, we're going to lose by 30. Like Oklahoma City, I called that. I said 30, and we lost by 41. So I didn't call it, but I was trending in the right direction. Tonight's one of those games that could go either way. Cleveland's decent, but Portland's not too far behind them with personnel and stuff. So if Portland plays really hard, we could win this game. But Cleveland will probably win by, I would say, 7 to 10 points. I would say Cleveland's going to win 7 to 10 points. That would be my guess. Something like that. Phoenix, hello again. Alan Wake today. No Alan Wake. Today is game break, meaning break from games. No games played on this stream. Alan Wake is Wednesdays. We will have at least one more Wednesday. Here's a quick look at the stream schedule again. We got Power Wash Sim coming with the DLC for Back to the Future starting Monday. Tuesdays from here until further notice will be Halo Infinite Co-op campaign. Wednesday will be at least one more, if not two more weeks of Alan Wake 2. Thursday will continue to be my project day and no streams happening on that day. Friday will be a Apex Legend Day. Legend, wait for it, Dairy. Saturday is Family Day, and then Sunday is Lego Batman 2 Day. So this will be the schedule from here on out till further notice. Wake Wednesdays will likely be the first one to change because that'll be the first one. Well, maybe not. Power Wash probably only has 2 streams with the DLC. And then Wake probably has 1, maybe 2 more streams. So mid-December, we'll be making some changes to Monday and Wednesday, and I'll make sure to post that on our community page, Facebook, and Twitter as well. So, yeah. So, yes and no, Kirsten, it is, but I need to know more about it. I need to know. I'm very, beautiful game. Concept of being a Na'vi is great. How it plays, if it's a single player, probably wait. If it's a multiplayer, we might jump on that right away. There's another game that Reese has been trying to get me to play, and it's really popular on Steam right now, and I always forget the name of it. It's called is it? It's actually beating, it has more concurrent players right now than any other game. More than Call of Duty, more than I'm trying, and Reese tells it to me every day. I go, what's the name of that game? And he tells me, I'm like, oh yeah, okay. And then I forget it. Lethal Company. I'll post a direct link in the chat to the Steam page. So basically, you travel in this ship to different galaxies and planets. The graphics are really basic or mid. It was developed by one person. So you go to these planets, and you're supposed to go and find components of stuff. So you'll find computer elements or metal elements or whatever, and you bring those elements back to your ship, and then you travel to a store, and then you sell the stuff at the store. And basically, while you go to each planet, there's different biomes. So some planets will have bugs that are oversized that try to kill you. Some are demons that try to kill you. Some of them are totally friendly until it goes nighttime, and then they try to kill you. And there's all these quirky, wacky things that happen. And Reese has been playing it a ton and loves it. When I look at it, it's funny because he makes fun of some of the games I recommend. Peak 53 is a SOCOM clone. I'm like, hey, you should download that. And he goes, dude, that's a mobile game. And I go, no, it's not. And he goes, yes, it is. Look at it. It's a mobile game. And I go, bro, what does that look like? It's Unreal 5. It looks beautiful. The characters almost look real. The guns have nice reflect. He's like, no, it's a mobile game. It looks terrible. And then I catch him playing this game, Lethal Company, that looks like it was made on the Nintendo 64 or something. So graphically, it doesn't impress me, but Reese is sure that I would have a blast, and playing with others, it would be super fun. So, there's some things out there that might be available. Gray is talking about buying a Steam Deck, which would allow him to play PC games. Bobby just bought a Steam Deck, so now he is capable of playing Steam games. However, he won't be available until January. He's on a cruise, which, we haven't seen any updates. I haven't got any photos or nothing from him. But, and then Toot has a computer, but I don't know if we can trust it. I don't know if it's him or the computer that needs trusting. I'm just kidding, Toot. Hey, Drexler. Hey, Drexler, leave it. Oh, you know what? My cleans just got delivered, I bet. I bet you I just got an Amazon package delivered. Well, I'm not seeing it. Nope. I am expecting my cleans to get delivered today, though. What does Drexler... What was that? So, again, I can't see. What does Drexler have? He's just barking. He needs to leave it alone. Is the Steam Deck worth it? Okay, so here's my take on the Steam Deck. And Gray, don't listen to this. We actually just got done playing Payday 3. To be honest with you, Phoenix, we played it for like 4 weeks in a row, 5 weeks in a row. It was right before Halo. Or what was actually something else? It was before Halo was From Space, and before From Space was Payday 3. So that was our Tuesday game for a couple weeks back. Steam Deck. If you don't have a PC and you don't have the means for a PC, it is an alternative option. This is where it gets complicated for me personally, and this is something to think about, but might not affect you the same way. I grew up with handheld games, Game Boy, PSP, Vita, even further back, Donkey Kong, Mario Brothers, like crappy flip open, blip, 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 stupid little games, right? Handhelds. Surprisingly, I don't like them as an adult. The Switch, especially mobile, you can't get me to play that thing. Like holding a device like this with like weird, like non-ergonomical control feel like and stuff, I don't like it. And that's a me thing. This is not a hating on it. This is not trying to direct anybody not to buy it. There are lots of reasons that a Steam Deck could be beneficial to somebody's, gaming arsenal. There's also some things that trigger me personally. The audio, for example, are you able to, this is one thing I don't know. I have to ask Bobby about this. Are you able to Bluetooth? Like could I use my Beats, like my earbuds, or do I need a plugged in wired headset? That's one question I have. There's really no wrong answer for that, but it would make or break some things for me because I don't have I do have a nice wired headset, but it's my big over the ears one. And I don't know that I'd want to wear that. Well, especially on the go or mobily. Like with my earbuds, I can put one in, right, and still hear things. So, the audio is an issue for me. The connectivity is obviously a question for me. Like, are you going to be able to play mobily online? Like, and does that mean you have to have like a Wi-Fi from your phone, a Wi-Fi from location? Like, so there's some questions that I have. Now, like in Gray's case, Gray's going to be at home. And that's the thing. I don't know for sure that you can. I'm pretty sure you can, Hoosier. I feel like if the game meets the Steam Deck's qualifications and can be played on the Steam Deck, I don't think the game performs any lesser than it should on PC or anywhere else, right? So I think that if you have the ability to play, because not all games are Steam compatible. In fact, Peak 53, that game I talked about that Reese was crapping all over, it's not available. And that's one of the main reasons why Bobby bought it, because he wanted to play that game. So they haven't made it to the Steam Deck yet. And I don't know what it takes to get to that point, what special treatment it needs, or if it needs a different version or something. I don't know. But as far as I know, you can play on multiplayer games and you can play on Steam Deck. Now, back to Gray. Gray is going to be at home sitting on his couch. Now, this may be the best thing ever for him, that he's sitting, with his feet up, right? His feet up, and he's holding his Steam Deck, right? Playing. Now, for me, that would be awkward because I'm like looking at this little tiny screen and my eyes, I have bad eyes, right? So I don't know if that's good or bad for me. They have an OLED version that's supposed to be brighter and more beautiful. It also costs more money. I don't know if that's going to help that or not. Now, I've also been told that there's a way to plug in the Steam Deck to your TV so you can kind of be like the Switch, right? Now, if you could plug in a controller to the Steam Deck, plug in the Steam Deck to your TV, and Gray could be sitting on his couch with his controller going through the Steam Deck to his TV, and he can play on his TV, that would be pretty cool. That'd be really cool. I don't know if it works that way. So, if there is needs that you have, make sure you're checking them first. Like if you don't like looking at a console for hours on end, probably don't buy it. If the console works for you that way, totally buy it. If you get to HDMI it to a TV or another source, that would be great. That would be totally great, right? And in fact, it would almost benefit me to buy one if that worked, because then I could literally just change the HDMI to my capture card from my PlayStation to the Steam Deck, and then I could capture me playing games on PC through the Steam Deck, and it would be perfect. And people are like, well, wait a minute, you got PCs. Why wouldn't you just play on your PC? Because, first of all, my PC that I have for my streaming is probably underpowered to play today's games and also run software to stream the games, right? Like right now when I play on console, the PC is working to do the streaming. It is not having to work to do anything but take that signal and then send it out. But if I'm playing a game, then it's having to compute all that extra stuff. Does that make sense? So if I could streamline a Steam Deck right in to my PC and it would be computing, doing all the power on its own, that might benefit me even, right? But again, it's all just a matter of what your needs are. For $600 to $700, you can get a Steam Deck and play a ton of the PC games available. Probably 85 to 90% of them. You got to spend like probably $1,500 or more to get a decent PC to play those same games that won't be underpowered or obsolete in 6 months to a year. Like Reese spent $2,200 or $2,400 on his PC, and there's already better video cards. There's already better processors. And he just bought it like 4 months ago. And that's always how it's going to be. So there's always going to be something bigger, something better, something more expensive. The Sega Nomad, I just now see in your comment case. Yeah, that's taking it back a little bit. I thought I was talking old school with Donkey Kong and Mario Brothers, those little flip up, like, bloop, bloop, bloop. Like, they weren't even like real. They were like lights behind these images on these glass screens. So you can connect the Steam Deck to a monitor, Kirsten says. It says the device does not come with an HDMI port, but it does have a USB port, which doubles as a charging port, but also has a USB to C HDMI adapter. That is critically good information, Kirsten. Thank you for that. Is there a price that goes to that? Yeah, the Tiger ones. Those are the ones. I'm pretty sure those are the ones. They had like Donkey Kong, they had Mario Brothers, and it wasn't Super Mario. It was just Mario Brothers. Yeah, they had a bunch of them. They had football, baseball, but it was like, there was like one frame animations, if that. Like, it was crazy. But yes, and just out of curiosity, how, you don't have to give me like an actual age, but like, what's your age range, Kays? Are you like old like me? Are you in the like 40s? Are you 30s, 20s, teens? Because I know we have people like 14, 15 that frequent. I know we got people that are 55, 60 that frequent. So I'm just curious of where you're at in that age scheme. Works like that with a Bluetooth controller. It doesn't have one, but you can use one. You didn't read it right. Wait, what? That's what I just said. Your device doesn't come with an HDMI port, but it does have a USB spot that can be used as an HDMI. I literally read what you said. At least I think I did. Don't check the tape. I might have messed it up. Yeah, no, and I said that. So you can, I read them backwards. So you can connect the Steam Deck to a TV monitor, but your device doesn't come with one. You need to buy it. Has a port that doubles as an HDMI play. It's just like my phone. Like, I don't have an HDMI on my phone, but my port, my Type-C, I can get an adapter, and I can use it as a headphone jack, because I don't even have a headphone jack on this phone. So that'll turn into a headphone jack if I want. In fact, I have one like right here somewhere. And yeah. And it doesn't, that's why I asked, how much does the adapter cost? I literally said, how much does it cost? I'm not sure where we're missing. I know it doesn't come with it. I'm aware of that. Your information was brilliantly, awesomely helpful. So how much does it cost though? That's the question. Let's see here. I was a kid when Mario 3 released. All I'm saying. Mario 3. When was Mario? I don't even know when Mario 3 was released. So 88. And you were a kid. I was double digits when that game came out. That's all I'm saying. All right. Whoa, it's noon? Oh my gosh. I told Reese we're going to be leaving right now. All right. So I'm just waiting for Kirsten to drop the big price bomb, and then I will likely shut it down. And Teflon, I hope you're feeling okay. I really do. And I say that because you're not controlling all 3 spots on the leaderboard right now. And it's been that way for a while. $20 at Best Buy. That's cheap. So is it specific to the Steam Deck, or is it like a generic USB to HDMI adapter? That was like the last thing I wanted to know. Fatal Frame Maiden. I do not have a guide for that. In fact, Phoenix, I don't know that I've ever even heard. I feel like Fatal Frame is a franchise, and I may have heard of it before. Is it anime? I feel like I've heard of that before, but at the same time, nothing is for sure coming to mind. And what about the controller too? I guess I do have one more question. So how does the controller work via Bluetooth? And if so, can you Bluetooth a controller and the headset? Or do you need to use that USB? I mean, there might just not be enough plugs to run everything, right? Like you might be able to run it to your TV and then play with the Steam Deck controller as your controller, but you might not be able to loop a controller to it. Because if your HDMI comes from the Type-C and there's only one Type-C, that would be no place to plug in a controller. It would only be the output for the video and audio. So then, you might have to get, I wonder if they have a double. Like if you can get a USB-C to HDMI and USB-C. Hey, what up, Michael? I see you sliding in there. We are early this time. Had some stuff going on later this evening, and it just worked out better. Plus, we didn't have a stream. It was my normal day off from streaming, so... technically, I'm supposed to be working on some stuff for the golf course right now, too. I told them I would anyway, so yeah, I don't know if that's going to get done today or not. I've actually done a ton of work for them all week on days that I'm not even supposed to be doing work for them. I made 8 revisions to one particular piece that I did, which happens, right? Like, when you get 3 pieces of information and they go, hey, make a flyer. You go, okay. So I got to come up with an idea or a concept for how the flyer, and then I got to and then make it, right? And then send it to them. And then go, okay, that looks great, but add this. Oh, that looks great too, but change that to this. And can we move that to here? And now that I'm thinking about it, can we bring that back and then take this over there and then do that? And then it's good. Send it. Wait, don't send it. My bad. You forgot to add this. It's totally how it's been. And luckily I like the people that I work with, because otherwise I'd be like, "Arr, arr." But ultimately, it's been pretty good to me. So, yes. Let's see here. More questions and answers. Hey! I've timed out people for less than that, Raised. I've timed out people for less than that. So, yeah. I mean, I guess maybe we don't have the answer. Send a link on Discord because it was too long to send here. What does that mean, though? This looks like a way to purchase it, not a way to... Oh, okay. It's a docking station. Okay. For Steam. Okay. I'm reading more. I just saw the Amazon link at first. It was like, it looks like it. So interesting. And how much is that? $30. So basically looks like they have an option just like the Switch where you can put the Steam Deck into a base. And the base gives you all sorts of options. Looks like 1, 2, 3 USB 3.0 outputs here, a Type-C input, and an HDMI input in this device alone. Plus, it has an Ethernet cord, so you can put it in. And what is that? Is that a microphone? Is that a microphone that's coming off the back? Or is that a camera? It says 45-watt charging input. Maybe that's just a weird cable. I don't know why they would put it up there. It says fast charging for Steam Deck. Oh, okay. Never mind. That cord that I'm seeing is not a microphone. It's how you plug it in. So the switch sits in a dock, and there's a plug at the bottom that goes into it. This one doesn't have, it just sits in like a plastic case, and then there's a plug that has to go in to the device to then send it. So it looks like it's just a Type-C, but it's like a weird plug that comes off the back of the dock. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, I'll have to send this to Gray, too. Thank you for all the information, Kirsten. Definitely good at looking up stuff, especially when I'm in need of it. All right. So I just sent that to Gray, too. He's going to be like, what the crap is this? I don't even have a Steam Deck yet. Why are you trying to sell me stuff? I like money. All right, just say the doc. Cool. Go back and check your leaderboard. Something is wrong with it. Yeah, I know. That's what I said a minute ago. That's what I said. Teflon, what's going on here? I see. Well, according to this, too, it is wrong because the last donation show Teflon, Little Joe, Teflon on my mini feed, but the actual display shows Teflon, Little Joe. Oh, because it's not showing the gifted one. Okay. I wonder why the mini feed isn't showing gifted anymore. It used to show gifted, but it's not showing gifted for me. So when you guys gift, it shows on screen, but I have this little thing called the mini feed that says like 36 minutes ago, Teflon super chatted. 38 minutes ago, Little Joe super chatted. And it used to include membership donos. It says for honestly, it says Inadub, but it doesn't show what it is. So maybe it is, and then it's showing K's with nothing next to it too. But it's not showing today's stuff. That's all from the other day. Anyways, you can use your Beats earpods via Bluetooth. That's cool. That's cool. All right, guys. Much love. Sounds like Drexler's on his way up. You gonna make an appearance, Drexy? I heard you walking around down there. Sexy Drexy, where are you at? All right, he must have just like paced by the door. Are you done yet? I'm ready to go outside. Speaking of which, he probably needs to go. He hasn't gone since I've been up. And I've been up for 5 hours now. Actually, 6 hours. Oh, yeah, by the way, one last thing, and then I'm checking out. I'm going after this, I promise. Yesterday, during stream, 5 minutes in, you guys remember what happened? Meep, meep, meep. Remember that? Remember? So I ripped it out, unplugged it from the house, took the battery out, threw it on the counter. After stream, took it, put a new battery in it, plugged it back in, was great. No flashing red, no beeping, no chirping, everything was good. 5:25 this morning. Meep, meep, meep. I looked over, and usually Drex wakes up about 5:30, and Jillian gets up and takes him out, and then he will go and just lay on the couch. She'll come back up and go to bed if it's early enough and sleep until whatever time she can. So I saw her get out of bed, and I was like, man, I ain't going. But then I realized she's not tall enough to reach the damn thing. And it's going to require taking down and popping wires off, and there's no way she can reach it. So I had to get up. And I went down there, and I unplugged it. And I said, what do? Do I just take it out? She goes, yeah, just take it out. So I don't know what the crap we're going to do about that now. Like, it's clearly not safe to have no smoke detectors in the house. But why is... So, and I've mentioned this before. We have 3 smoke detectors. One of them is upstairs right by my mother-in-law's room. So she'd hear chirping if the battery was gone. One's right at the bottom of my stairs. Reese's room is within 7 feet of that too. So he would hear it. I would hear it. We're not hearing it. The garage is right below me, and I do hear it through the floor when it chirps, and it's not chirping. Plus, we've been working out there a lot too, not chirping. So why the crap is this happening? So I read some stuff this morning. Get this. Ants, spiders, dust are all common factors of a smoke detector acting the way it is. You know how frustrating that is? You know how frustrating that is to think that it might be. So we have a little bit of an ant issue right now, especially kind of in that region where that particular one is. But the thought of them go, like, we got food out, like the good food for them that they eat it and they don't come back food, and the taro, I believe it's called. We had this whole line, got rid of it, gone. It's been gone for over a week. The food is still there, just in case they're wondering or wanting some more. But it's gone. All of our ants are gone. We had ants up here, got rid of them, gone. I'll be pissed if that's an ant crawling through some weird sensor or something, right? Like just looking around for food. Why would he even be up there? What would you find up there? Nothing. There's no food in a smoke detector. There's no sweets up there. Why would he be up there? But then I started thinking about spiders. I was like, ugh, I don't want to mess with spiders either. So hopefully we will be able to resolve that, because obviously, again, moving forward without a smoke detector is not safe, not something I'm going to be feeling comfortable about. But just randomly going off. That's the third time it's randomly gone off in 2 to 3 weeks. And 2 of them basically back-to-back days, and then a week or 2 before. I don't know what's going on with that. If anybody has any info, please let me know. And I would say it sounds like I'm short or something too, but so they're wired to the house. And I mean, unless like a mouse or something has chewed it up, they're wires that nobody ever goes anywhere near, has nothing to do with anything. And they're all, so I don't know. I'm not the owner of the house either, so I'm not going to be the one that has to make the choice of how that gets handled, but I will be here dealing with the beeps until it gets solved. So, as I mentioned, this happened to us about 6-7 years ago, something like that, a while ago, and we replaced all 3 of the units, and it stopped. So I don't know if like one of the units has gone bad. I mean, I thought, okay, maybe like the battery in the garage is dead, and it's telling the rest, but the one upstairs and my mother-in-law isn't beeping. It's only the one at the bottom of our stairs. So I have no idea. No idea. But guys, I've gone 2 hours and 10 minutes, way longer than I thought. I actually have to drain the tank. Plus Drex has got to get out too. Appreciate all the love you guys have shared today. Specifically, we've had some first-time donors and some multiple-time donors. Big shout out to Teflon, David, Hoosier, me, and also Little Joe the Master. Appreciate all the donations in form of monies and subscriptions. So we, real quick, one last little tidbit. I want to see how many we've got total. And then that's it. I'm leaving. Dropping the mic and I'm out of here. Where are we at? Memberships. Oh, interesting. So we've hit a day that had a big jump, because we were over 400 last week, and we gained, looks like 18 new ones today, and I think we had a couple yesterday and a couple more the day before that, but we're at 330 right now. So we've lost quite a few in the last however many days. It looks like 171 cancellations in the last 30 days. That means 171 donations have expired, is what that means, because nobody's really canceling. People just aren't extending. But anyways, guys, thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow when I return for Apex Legending, which I know for sure Gray is going to be there. And from the sounds of it, Tood might be there too. So I should have a full squad. Should be good times. And, it ain't about the aiming or the wins or anything. It's about the shenanigans that happened, the trash talk that happened. All that just is what makes it so much fun. So much love to you all. Take care. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. If you have not already, please check out HappyThumbsGaming.com. We got HTG merch on sale at HTGmerch.com right now, too. Take advantage before that sale gets pulled. 20%, y'all. And, that's going to do it for me. As always, until next time. See ya.